diagnosed is called architectural schizophrenia because I'm still looking for myself, and like the symptoms are sitting in for an hours in front of a computer, like divided minds and talking still to the yourself. So therefore, every project is very specific. The main concern of my mind for this project was more working with a form, following the program and more sensitive experimental attitude. This project was projected for Nashmarkt. It's like an extension for crowded place with a very difficult conditions for pedestrians, and we did like a program extension for safe skiing or some more experimental free activities. This project was, instead of my old university in Bratislava, more concerning on future visions, and my main idea was to take the principle from a church, like the spatial gradient from the super private till the public spaces, and the building growed like a mushroom, and you can meet everybody on the corridor and work in a common on the corridor, or you can hide and close in your private chapels, or use the free terraces on the roof. Also, the construction for the building was projected in the way of planting or growing plant. The main bearing element was the facade with a nerve system of electricity and air conditioning. This was more social research or philosophical research. How many borders we feel in the city, or how many borders really exist. So my research, or it was architectural, showing what's invisible in the city, like religional attitudes or attitudes for social classes, and like transcribed by the strip language into the architecture. This architecture, or my mind, was like transcribing the memories of a working architect. We projected an exhibition for like celebrating 80th anniversary for Vladimir Diadeček in Bratislava, and he drew his working sketches, and we were so interested and fascinated by the progress that the sketches. This is like a parametric chain of his thinking and moving the facade, and every sketch was so specific with a lot of parameters that we also transcribed the thinking into the architecture. And also sometimes it happens that the parametric architecture forgets on an anthropological attitude, so at the end we called the exhibition Let's Take Your Ladder, because it was impossible to get to the crowded place, and the architecture becomes very autonomous, but with a huge gradient of architectural transcripting of elements. This was another project mainly based on research, also like a methodology, and every step was very important. I was interested in hybridization, or the fight of two social groups in a city, and the new block transcribed the data from existing place in my birth town into very experimental and processual living quarter in Bratislava. It was a huge range of, for example, processual falling down or living in the trees, or this is a house called Cloud, because you are living above your horizontal view, and you can get into your living room by a car. So it was more like connecting impossible. In this case, the architecture wanted to be like a narrator, and architecture in a position of telling the story of a column, and telling the story of the communication, like layering different gradients of thinking. This was like a Baroque park house, like a very technical building, very strict homogeneous building, deformed by a Baroque way of thinking. Inside, how I can move in the parking house, the homogeneous light was deformed by Baroque super darkness places with moving target lights, also parking skylights, and this is an architecture like position of manifesto. It's still necessary to live in a collective houses if we don't know our neighbors at all. It's very individual and anonymous way of life. So we decided to proclaim, let's live in your own private tower, because this is like our manifesto for today's living. Thank you very much.